What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Arizona Small Business Insider. Fellow insiders, if you're watching, appreciate you chiming in. Today, I'm really excited to have Matt with Rants with Rogers on the channel. So my first time bringing a fellow YouTuber, which in theory, you guys is another business. A lot of us have business goals with this, and Matt has an awesome, interesting background in journalism and media. So I want to talk about, have you guys get to know him, what his professional background is, and then, kind of what his aspirations are with YouTube. So I'm going to bring Matt in. It looks like I'm frozen.
You know what, though? It's a really flattering shot of you, Chip. Even though it is frozen, it's a great shot.
Oh, what's going on?
Welcome to technology. Oh no.
No, looks like I might have to go. Oh, cow.
Hey, we got Jelly Duck and Crazy Pickler here, though. They're getting a good look at it.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Give me a second here.
Oh, it figures, right? This is what we say in the TV business too, Chip. It's just Murphy's Law, man. Like the second the red light goes on and you go live, things go to hell.
Looks like we're going to be going this way. Going to lose a little bit of the picture quality.
That still looks pretty good, man.
Well, thanks. Well, hey, it looks like we got Leo, Jelly Duck, Crazy Pickler, everybody in the house. You guys, thanks for stopping by. Matt and I appreciate all of you guys that are in here. I think you're all familiar with Mr. Rogers, so I just wanted to have him on, give a little, formal background as to what you were doing before your YouTube channel, and then talk about your YouTube aspirations. So, Matt, thanks for being on the channel.
Yeah, you bet, Chip. You just wanted to say Mr. Rogers, be honest. I'm surprised there wasn't some joke in there with that. But no, thanks for having me, man. This is fun. It's been great to get to know you and all the people that are in the chat right now. All great folks that are super cool supporters, and they all do something different. That's what's great about this whole YouTube thing, isn't it? You got Leo, who's always got something to say and says it really well, I might add. Right. You got Jelly Duck, who's playing cool music and just being Jelly Duck, which we all love. Crazy Pickler's gaming, playing Fortnite and stuff with his kids. It's just awesome. You're doing business, small business, stuff. It's that's what I really love about this, man. It's just so different. Everything is so What's that?
The diversity is definitely there.
Diversity, yeah.
And where you're going with that is, what I see for you in the next, let's call it sooner than later, but in the next year, I think you're going to be so big for YouTube. You're going to have the television networks coming after you for a TV show, your own show on like Comedy Central or whatever the network is to do Rant Wars or.
Yeah, there you go.
So.
Well, if I do that, all you guys have to come on and be a part of Rant Wars, and then you'll get some kickbacks for that, I'm sure. So yeah,
I'll have to conjure up my best rant.
Yeah, it's Rant Wars is kind of fun. That's something we just started a couple weeks ago over on my channel, Rants with Rogers, and it's a way to kind of involve you guys. My whole channel, the motto, if you will, behind it is. And it's just something I came up with on the fly. It was just bringing social awareness to everyday annoyances, because when I'm doing the news, I'm always kind of griping, bitching, if you will, about some of the things I got to talk about. Some of the stories, let's be honest, are just stupid, but we do them. And so I'll go on a little tirade, a little rant about it, sometimes on the air, but then sometimes just in the commercial breaks, and everybody's always like, man, you like to rant. You should do a YouTube channel about ranting. And that's where Rants with Rogers was born, Chip.
And when did you start the channel? When did you release your first video?
My first video was released in late September, I believe, of last year.
Okay.
So I just started it a few months ago. I had done a little bit of YouTube with my son. He's young. He's 7 years old, but he likes to game. And so we had a PlayStation, and I bought a little camera, and we got the setup, and we started doing what we call his YouTube name was Matty the Kid.
Okay.
Kid with two D's, right? And we we set it up and started streaming and playing games. And then we would also do what we called kid life videos, just normal everyday 7-year-old, boy stuff. And started his channel, and it actually got some traction. Now we did, make the mistake on his channel because I kind of wanted him to feel good about it. So I went out, and you can buy subscribers, on YouTube, which is I highly recommend not doing. I'm actually kind of glad in a way that we started with his, so I learned that whole lesson. But it was kind of more of an image prestige thing for him. He's 7, we wanted to see all these subscribers, so we did it. But I don't do that. It's not good for your channel, for sure. But anyway, we did that, and then that kind of faded. He's 7, so when he loses, like if he gets killed in Fortnite or something, he gets really mad, and so I just figured I better not put him on live anymore. And so then I started my channel, but I had kind of learned the whole YouTube thing, through his, honestly.
Yeah, your channel is so much fun. I mean, anybody that's not subscribed to your channel that's here, I recommend they do so. Just you're streaming like 3 times a week, and you're doing interactive games with other people. You're allowing people to hop into your live to get stuff off their chest. It's awesome.
Well, that's one of the things with my channel that I do take a little bit of pride in, is that I try to bring something to the table every time I'm on. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I see, and you do the same thing, Chip, and I love what you're doing too, bringing awareness for these small businesses that need it so much right now. But I see some people go on and they don't really have any content. They just maybe they're a network streamer and they just shout out people's names for 3 hours. And it's like, okay, I guess that helps people out, to grow their channel. Although I argue too, that can do sometimes more damage than good, because you're getting a lot of artificial subscribers. But the point is, I think it's so important to have some content when you come on.
Yeah.
Or else I think there's no reason for people to stick around,
Yeah, well, I think you're definitely providing some good content for your viewers. And yeah, a lot of the reason I think your content is so good is your professional background in journalism, from being behind the camera to being in front of it for like 20 something years, right?
Yeah. It all started basically, I was a cameraman. The big, if you see the news, the big, although they've gotten a lot smaller now, of course they got smaller right when I got done being a cameraman and started being an anchor. But yeah, back in the day, we had the big cameras. I ran around and I would shoot breaking news and stories. And I did what we called our action cam, where I would do live interviews with people out at their location. So maybe it was a business, maybe it was an event in town, and I would be by myself, and I would chat with them live as we walked and talked and showed off whatever it is that we were showcasing that morning. And so I gained some really valuable skills in just the ability to kind of think on the fly and chat with somebody live. And eventually went from that into full-time reporting, and then now full-time anchoring, a lot of anchoring. My co-anchor and I are on about 4 hours plus a day, every day live doing the news. So, it keeps you sharp. But I'll tell you what, right now it's gotten pretty fatiguing, if you will, just talking about the same stuff. I'm going to be honest with you. And I know obviously with what's happening, it's important and serious, and it's, all of that, it needs to be covered. But man, when you're talking about it for 4 hours a day, it gets redundant.
I bet
it's hard to keep that energy up,
Well, and something you said about, asking questions on the fly. I mean, I'll tell you, trying to do, an interview portion in my videos, sometimes it's hard. I'll have prepared questions and I'll get to a point they'll answer and I'll just be like, and I'm not there like you are. You're there with the questions and you're there with the energy, and you're always, you're bringing it, Matt. And
well, don't sell yourself short, Chip. You're doing great. And I think everybody in the chat would agree that what you're doing is fantastic, and you're really your quality. I've seen a dramatic, increase in the quality, and it was good to start with. I mean, when I first saw your first video, I was like, okay, this guy's got something going on here. And so don't sell yourself short, but the ability to just kind of keep a conversation flowing while you're worried about what you're shooting, and keeping that next question in the back of your head so that you can kind of make it seem seamless. That's just stuff that comes with practice. And that's something I would advise all anybody that's on here that is doing live, YouTube lives, to just the more you do it, the better you're going to get. It's just like anything else. I had a built-in advantage when it came to this kind of stuff with my profession, but you can get it. You can get there. You just got to keep at it. And again, just keep that next question in the back of your mind, but you also got to maintain that focus on the question at hand, right? Because you want to have a serious and genuine reaction to whatever it is they're saying. You don't want that blank look in your face like you didn't hear a word they just said, right? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, and that last statement I couldn't agree with more, because sometimes I'll be in the conversation, I'll ask the question, and I don't know if while they're talking, I don't even know what the words are, but sometimes my response is just awesome or that's cool. And I'm thinking to myself, Chip, what are you doing? Like, ask a follow-up question. Don't just cool.
So, it's, you know what though, Chip, that is so common. And honestly, professional broadcasters do the same thing.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen it. I've done it. I mean, I've seen it time and time again. And I like to make sure that I say this too when I'm talking about my profession, that I have my thoughts and opinions, and I've been doing it for going on 24 years. But look, I'm not by any means the know all be all expert. I mean, I have my style. Everybody that is in front of a camera, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's television news, whether you're doing an entertainment show of some sort, everybody has their own style, and what you want to do is find out what that style is, and then just fine tune it, craft it. Don't try to change yourself, now, unless you're doing a shtick like, I do with Rad Rogers and, stuff like that. That's obviously intentional, but I think I've always said, when I started my career in journalism, and I've stuck to it, and I'm really, really proud of the fact that I've just stayed who I am. I really don't think that people, when they're watching the news, for example, one thing I do notice that I do a lot, and I'm working on it, is say, but I think people, they want something genuine. I think the days of that, the stiff, I'm the newsman or woman or whatever, I think those days are gone. People, when it's a serious story, they want you to deliver it in a factual, with the right tone way. But anymore, it seems like people, they want to be entertained as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the job now. I really do.
I mean, do you have advice for people that are conducting interviews or other people getting onto YouTube, kind of advice on, what's the best way to just kind of be yourself? I know it's kind of an odd question, but is there something you can do to just kind of let that guard down and try to let some of your personality come out? I struggle with that.
Do you? I mean, I would not have guessed that with you, Chip, because you come across as pretty natural and conversational and light hearted. But I think in order to be yourself, I think that you just have to look at the camera. You have to know that there are people watching, right? And that's the weird thing about this whole deal, and about being doing the newscast versus, say, you're a live performer in front of an actual audience, right? You're just looking into a camera, but you have to treat it like there's 1,000 people or whatever, back there, right? And that can be a little bit weird at first. You're sitting in a dark room with some couple of lights on, behind you that try to make it look better. And you're looking at a camera with a ring light, and you got a microphone, and there's nobody else. I hear my kids upstairs running around and my wife yelling at them. But you have to maintain that focus, that even if there aren't 1,000 people or 100 people or 10 people which is more like the audiences we usually get, right?
Yep.
Even if there's not that many people on there, even if there is one person, they need to know that you are trying to connect with them. They need to know that you are being real, being yourself, and they are taking their time to spend it watching you, and you need to make sure that you deliver for them. You need to make sure that you're giving them some value and connecting. The best way to do that, I think, again, is just to practice, even if it's sitting there without being live, Chip, and anybody watching, even if it's just sitting there with the camera off and taking a topic, okay, that maybe you think you might want to talk about at some point, and just practice. How would you do it? How would you deliver that topic, right? What kind of talking points would you make? Maybe you have little bullet points that you want to make sure you hit during the course of the interview. And just practice it, rehearse it. Yeah.
Take some reps,
Even in front of a mirror too. You could try it in front of a mirror.
No,
or record it. Sorry to interrupt you. I was just saying, record it though. When you're doing it, record it, go back and watch it and notice maybe some of the, because we all have little habits and things that we do that oftentimes we don't even know we're doing. Again, I tend to say, a lot, and it drives me nuts when I hear myself do that. So, but you got it. I just did it again. You need to know that you're doing it before you can fix it, right?
Yeah. I say my thing, and my fiance says this all the time, is like, I'll talk out of the side of my mouth and not intentionally when I'm reading whatever is scripted. I've even with some of my intros, like I invested in a teleprompter for my camera. For me, if I don't have to think about what I'm saying, I can just read it and think about how I want to say it. It helps a lot. But even then, I'll talk out of the side of my mouth. I'll slip my words a little bit. So it's
interesting. So, one thing because I work on it, obviously, with a teleprompter, again, for hours every single day.
Yeah.
How was that for you when you first started? Because I know when I went from being a field reporter, where I was literally on the fly, ad-libbing a lot. I would have a script, but when I was doing the action cam thing, there was no script. I was just winging it with the questions. And so going from that to having stuff written out for you that you're looking at and reading, I found at first it was really easy to get into that trap of you sound like you're reading.
Yeah.
And you got to make sure you're not doing that.
So there's only one video that I've used it on. It was my last one, and that was the intro on the stock market update. And maybe it looked like I was reading, but for me, if I don't have to think about what I'm reading, I won't slip up on my words as much, and I can try to enunciate in certain places, and I guess try to have my personality come out a little bit more. But I haven't used it a lot. So when I'm out there actually shooting at a live place of business, I'm not going to bring it. So it's going to be way more off the cusp, and maybe the intro videos I'm doing or the intros to the videos will evolve. But for now, I'm going to try to get creative with the writing too, which I also lack. But
I think that's, what, now that you mention it, I remember I just watched that video the other day, and I remember thinking to myself, man, I'm not lying. I didn't know you had a teleprompter when I saw it, but I was like, man, he really nailed that intro. Like, you literally were focused on the camera. You didn't miss a beat, and it was pretty long too. And I was like, holy cow, he had that stuff down. And so that's incredible that now I know what you did. Well, I tell you what, yeah, that's working for you, man. That was really well done. I didn't even know they made those for little cameras. That's cool.
Yeah, it's like I have a little SLR camcorder that I use to record my videos, and it's a little adapter that screws onto the lens, and then the teleprompter just kind of hangs, and you're looking right into the lens, and it's a little for your phone, and it scrolls up on
that's cool.
Yeah. So Jelly Duck is asking, what is your inspiration on YouTube? So maybe myself, but I'm Jelly Duck. I'm gonna put it on Matt first, and then I'll add what my inspiration. So Matt, what's your
honestly, I kind of talked about it a little bit, just having coworkers mentioning to me I should start it. And I have a guy that I work with that that actually has a YouTube channel. His channel is called Surrealist, and he's really into film and videography, and he's one of our floor camera guys. And he kind of told me how it worked and stuff. And then I mentioned I started doing it with my son after that. And then I just saw how fun it could be, honestly. And I'd be lying if I didn't say, look, at some point I'd love to make $1 doing this. I mean, I'm not monetized, it's you got to be willing to put in the time to get to that point. But you know what? That is a little bit of the inspiration, just to have maybe some kind of a side hustle income thing going. But honestly,
my inspiration for that for you real quick, Matt. Let's say
that again.
On the road, your YouTube channel, it grows into whatever, and it is enough income to support, your life overhead right now. Would you ever go full time to YouTube if there was an opportunity?
Well, I'm not getting any younger, and there's probably going to come a time when they say I don't have the look for TV anymore. So, I better have a backup plan, right, Chip? So,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, look, I think that down the road someday, if my channel gains traction and people continue to, I mean, I've obviously had, I'm really happy with the start that I've gotten off to in my first 6 months or so.
Yeah.
But who knows, man? I think at some point down the line, if things with the TV business right now, Chip, you don't even know what's happening. I mean, it's so wild. Yeah, we are on the air now, essential business and all, but that's an ever evolving business too. And there's changes made all the time. And I love what I do. And I hope that I can continue to bring people here in the Pacific Northwest the news every morning for a long time to come. But nothing's guaranteed, right? So, I'd do it full time if I ever A, needed to, or B, had to.
Well, that's awesome. I mean,
Leo.
Eternal swag, sir.
Oh, wow.
Leo,
hey, thanks, man. That's the first time anybody's ever told me that. And coming from Leo, who seems to be a pretty cool dude, I appreciate that. Have you seen Leo's videos with like the things he does with the knives and stuff, man?
I haven't seen the knife stuff yet. No,
dude, it's pretty badass. I'm sorry, but it is.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, I think maybe similar to you, my day job is helping people buy and sell real estate here in Arizona. And I would like to eventually, with the channel, kind of start to plug my real estate business yet, but I don't want to do that yet. I think it's a little early and haven't quite thought how I'm going to do that. And plus the videos aren't really about me. They're about these small businesses. So, but eventually I think I want to have the missus, clip in for 15 seconds and do a little, quasi commercial. And
totally.
I mean, she's way prettier than I am, so she looks great on there, and would love to have a little commercial. So
I don't know if you saw it the other day. I caught you live streaming, and my wife just happened to be walking by, and she was like, I was like, "Hey, look, it's Chip, the Arizona small business guy that we've been chatting with." And she's like, "Oh, he's cute." So I told you that in the chat. I don't know if you saw it or not, but it was funny. You guys are getting married. What, in the fall?
In the fall, yeah. We're gonna try round 2 this time. First time,
That's unbelievable.
It's all right, coronavirus, but we're gonna give it a go in October.
Yeah.
How long have you and the missus been married?
Aaron and I, we have been married. Oh gosh. Oh, now you've done it to me here, Chip. Oh dear. I think it's 17 years.
Wow.
I think. Yeah. We've got 2 kids, and I do have to say too, Aaron, in fact, she and I are going to be going on live here at 6:30. Our Thursday night live stream, where we're going to be playing Would You Rather tonight, by the way, Chip. So you guys, you and your fiance, you got to pop on there for a minute. But Yeah, it's she's really been cool about all of this because it is time consuming, and that's something that I think she's kind of come to the conclusion she'd rather see me spending my time doing this than things that aren't as productive, right? So there's certainly worse things we could be doing. But if I could share a story with you, Chip, and I haven't really talked about this on YouTube much. I think I've mentioned the fact that I don't drink, and I haven't had a drink in over 3 years now. And honestly, when that decision was made over 3 years ago, I immediately started looking for some things in my life to fill the void, to fill the time and things like that. And I started driving Uber part-time right off the bat, just, as a way to fill that void and kind of see it from the other side a little bit. And that was really a godsend. And then, and YouTube has been in the last year, which it's only been since I started my son's channel. I think it was last June. So we're approaching a year that I started on his channel. It's really been something that I've been able to fall back on and spend time on, and I've enjoyed it, and it's kept me where I am right now, clean and sober and happy. So in a lot of ways, YouTube has provided me value in that regard that goes well beyond anything we're doing here and talking about,
Yeah, that's awesome. It sounds like it's kind of helped you stay the course.
It has. Yeah.
Yeah. And the time, I mean, I've told people with the videos, I think my videos average about 4 minutes. I'll have about an hour's worth of film and 4 to 6 hours worth of editing for a 4-minute video. But when you're doing it, and you might attest to this, like I'll look down and I'm like, it felt like a half hour, and it'll be 1 a.m. and I'll be wired in, but I enjoy it. I've never had a creative outlet. I'm not a musician. I don't sing. I'm not an artist. Danielle, my fiance, has actually got a really artistic side. So this is the first time I've been able to exercise my creative muscle. And
that's awesome. Yeah.
I love it. And Leo had a good question.
Okay.
Put it up here. Is curious if we ever thought about offering a master class for our fields. And Leo, I would pass that to Matt, because his expertise. I think you could, Matt. I mean, whether it's just how to create a video the right way. There's a lot of people doing, channel reviews, which is great. But what about making the video actually something that people want to watch?
Yeah.
So,
well, that's why I started my other channel, Media Authority, and I haven't really focused a lot of attention on that, to be honest. The overall thought was, look, Rants with Rogers is and should be mainly rant driven, right?
Yeah.
But I started doing the video reviews, and I felt like that was something that kind of needed to be at some point in time its own thing.
Yeah.
Whether it's the video reviews or some of the videos that I've made about various things, from your backgrounds, then your shots, to setting goals, things like that. So I eventually want all of that stuff to go over to Media Authority, but it's so tough because right now I've got momentum going with Rants, and I'm approaching 1,000 subscribers, and I've got almost 2,000 watch hours already, I mean, at some point here within the next few months, if I keep going on this course, I'm going to monetize Rants with Rogers. And a lot of that watch time and stuff is coming from the video reviews and other things. So if I put them on the other channel, I don't get credit for. So, it's kind of a, what do you do? I think as far as offering classes, I was going to say, as far as offering classes and stuff, at some point, I'm going to have to battle that a little bit and maybe make things like the video reviews a membership type thing or something. I don't know. So that if I do want to try and make any money on this, I do that. But right now I'm just trying to grow my channel, get my name out there a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty famous, here where I live, but out in the world, nobody knows me. My goal, if you want to hear this, is someday to have somebody come up to me and say, "Hey, you're the Rants with Rogers guy," not the, "Hey, you're the news guy." Now that would be a kick in the pants for me, Jim.
Cool. That would be cool. That'd be cool. It's gonna happen. It'll happen. It'll happen. The Rants with Rogers guy, you know.
You're the guy that likes to rant all the time on YouTube.
Well, I love your camera presence, and I appreciate you taking the time to go live with me. So,
absolutely, man.
More and I know you got a live stream to get ready for, and I will pop on that. I've got a quick 5:45 appointment myself that'll take about 45 minutes, but I'll be back and ready to play the game with you. So,
well, hey man, I just appreciate the opportunity to come on and chat with you more than anything. It's fun for me to get to know other people here on YouTube, and I'm really proud of the community that we're a part of. There's just some really great people on here. I see a lot of haters on YouTube channels that are always bitching and complaining about stuff, and it's like we never have any of that on our streams, and it's great. I mean, so
all positive, and Danielle Nancy even talks. She's like, "Are you watching Matt again?" So she knows who you are without knowing who you are, So eventually we'll be on that golf course together, That'd be
amen, man. Absolutely. We finally opened back up here in Washington State, so I have to play twosomes. They don't allow foursomes. That's one of the rules, but hey, at least we can golf. So it's actually been a pleasure, Chip. Anytime, man. You just give me a holler, and I'll be glad to join you.
Appreciate it. Well, good luck on your live stream, and I'll be seeing you real soon. And everyone for popping in, appreciate it. Thanks for watching.
Thank you, Chip. Take care, man.
All right, see you, Matt.
Bye.
Bye, guys.